Well, welcome to the show. You're probably all wondering, how did he get his own show? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today, is affirmative action. You know, people say you should get your job on merit, which is true. You should only get your job on merit. You ask anybody, hey, how'd you get your job? What do they say? I knew somebody who got theirs on merit. They got me in. Finally, a crowd that laughed at that one. When you go in anywhere, you have to throw a name around. You know, if you have one to throw. How do you think I got this job? I walked in, Comedy Central, I said, I know Mo Rocca. Just a quick producer note from now on. I don't think they should applaud that loud after the credits when they applauded that low for when I left, because then it makes me look like, or else let's lose the opening. Just a little thing. I'm not a pro, but come on. Affirmative action is a tough question because, you know, on the one hand, now my grandfather came over here from Northern Ireland because they wouldn't hire Catholics. That's why he came over here, because he was a Catholic. Now, I know what you're saying. It's true. He was trying to get a job as a rabbi. But even still, affirmative action is a noble idea, but is it practical to expect people to embrace it if it would end up costing them their own job? I don't know, anybody. Keith? No, go ahead. Oh, look, I like that. I like Keith with his pipe. You think you're like Alvin Poussaint?
Yeah. Except there was crack in it.
That's not how you started off, stupid.
Just go ahead with your job affirmative.
First of all, I want to dispel a rumor or the misconception, the fact that affirmative action is losing white people jobs. That's just wrong. Affirmative action has been around for 35 years, just about. And as recently as 2000, I believe, 1.3 unemployed black civilians compared to 112 employed white civilians. So where the hell is this? Where are people going at to see that white people are losing jobs at the Kentucky Fried in Harlem? It's just not happening.
I need a calculator to respond to that.
I know. Geez, got to bring it out there, man.
To memorize that.
Get loaded for bear.
The reality is,
taking any prisoners.
the reality is affirmative action hasn't worked. The black poverty rate hasn't changed since before the Civil Rights Act. It's been the same. And any system that separates people based purely on race is not going to work. Because as long as we live in two completely separate cultures, that's part of the problem, you have to admit. I mean, black guys don't get hired in certain jobs. It's not racial, it's cultural. You can look like Donny Osmond, but if you show at the interview going, you know, where the white bitches at? You know, you ain't going to get the job.
And why are you looking at me like, hold on, let me respond to this. He looked at me like I was the guy showing up at the place saying where the white bitches at.
Well, that's his opening line from his act. When
People have to compromise all the time, though. I mean, we're compromising. We're on the show. Could risk our careers for being on here, right? I mean, hey.
That's true. The best thing that's ever happened to you. Now, shut up. Listen to me. First of all, affirmative action, low housing, all these programs keep minorities down and just keep them out of the white person's neighborhood. All it does is keep you down. I'm telling you, it doesn't give you self-esteem. You got to go out and get the job on your own merit. That's all to it. Stop stealing and work.
Leave it. He's speaking as a
let me say this,
as a Dominican.
Let me just get this out of the way. First of all, Vols, your daughter is going to be playing basketball most probably the rest of her life. So either she's going to date a black man or a black woman. So you take it from there.
Hey, let me tell you something. Colin has a better chance of going back to NBC before my daughter's date a black man or a black woman.
Now listen, we're getting off the subject, okay? First of all, that was a good one.
I'm sorry.
I like the two earrings, Joey. Okay. It's nice to see you, Joey Fatone's father.
Shut up, Mr. Mid-Season Replacement.
Why is it... why aren't Asians included in affirmative action program? I know you don't want to talk about it.
I know why.
Now listen.
Because no big businesses have nail salons there.
You know what? That's another one of these. That's one of the ridiculous. There's so many ridiculous stereotypes about Asians. And you hear they don't need affirmative action because they're smart, or which is ridiculous. It has nothing to do with that. It's that with those narrow eyes, they stay more focused more easily. Do you think affirmative action works?
I mean, I wish there was another way to do this whole thing where you could just give everybody. Maybe what we should do is divide the jobs up by race. You know, the blacks could have sports and entertainment. They're kind of moving in on them anyway.
You guys didn't even want us to get sports years
Shut
ago.
up. I said you could have them just now, didn't
Now
I?
you said it now.
I'm giving it to you. Shut up. And give that shirt back to Curtis Mayfield in 1961. Now listen.
Oh, that's very good, fish stick legs.
Jesus.
You know, I think there is a way. There is a way for it to work. I mean, but you know, I think if you trace back to, you know, if there were black people who could trace their ancestors who had been slaves, and then you could find white people whose ancestors were slave owners, then you have them pay the people back. The problem is all the people whose ancestors were slave owners pretty much live in trailers now. They can barely afford Cheese Whiz, much less reparations.
But Jews were slaves way before that, okay? We built pyramids, they pick cotton. You know what I'm saying?
What? I don't know what you're saying.
What are you saying?
He's trying to say they were top of the line in slavery.
But it's only the rich people that want the affirmative action anyways. Rich white people, right? It's only the rich white people that are crying for the affirmative action anyways. It's not poor white people.
No, poor white people. Well, that's the thing. Affirmative action is a nice idea, but do you know anybody, would anybody here give up your job, realistically, even if you think affirmative action is a great thing, for somebody else? And give up your job. Of course you would.
No, we're lucky to have
I mean,
boss, if you...
I hate to make a devil's advocate argument here, but you kind of have to decide either black people are entitled to special treatment because of what was done to them in this country or not. And if they are, then it shouldn't really matter if 5 dumb white guys can't be firemen.
But is that special treatment?
Leave my people out of this.
That's not our... We're not getting special treatment.
Well, how does it make you feel if you got a job just because you were black, not because you're smart? How does that make you feel?
You got a job just because you're a woman. That's why you're sitting
Why?
here.
Why? You're black. That's why you're here. What are
Let me
you
ask
talking
you
about?
this. In the year 2000...
Then why am I here?
In the year
Because you're a good team.
Damn it, I had a good one. I should have got to it earlier.
Go.
It's too late now.
No, we want to hear.
No, it's over.
All right.
I'll have to be happy with my Curtis Mayfield reference and go into Act 2. I wish the comedians were hired on merit. Then I could have Seinfeld, Chris Rock, Dennis Miller, and Gallagher 2 on here instead of you dummies. We'll be right back. There we go. All right. Now, porn is getting more extreme. Now you have celebrity porn, amateur porn, girls gone wild, animal porn. The only ones who can't get work in porn are the porn stars. They have to pretend to be amateurs just to get a part in their own movie. I swear by that one. I don't know why it doesn't. Is porn good or bad for society? That's my question.
It's like you said, I don't think porn in and of itself is bad, but it just keeps getting so extreme, and now with the internet it's so available, it's like, it's just human nature to keep pushing the envelope. You know, you want to see if we can run the 4-minute mile, you want to see if we can land on Mars, you want to see how many loads an emotionally unstable woman can hold in her mouth at once. It's too extreme now.
I think it's too extreme.
Neil Armstrong would be very proud of that analogy.
I like it. I think it's very important, and I like it.
Porno?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't watch porn. There's no reason to. Why do I need to?
But when they're talking about
It's
individual...
not a reason to watch porn. You just watch it because you want to watch it, because you like it.
But I'm saying...
You got to have a reason for it.
But you get desensitized is what it is. I mean, it's too much when you get desensitized. It's like the first time you see a woman having sex with a horse on the internet, it makes you kind of sick to your stomach. But after a while, you can't even walk by an OTB without getting an erection. And that can't be good.
I don't know. I look at porn, man, and I only look at porn. People act like you're spending so much time watching porn. You don't spend that time watching porn. It's like 15 minutes, you off and you go to sleep. That's
15
it.
minutes.
That's all it takes for me. I'm sorry. That's it.
Hey, he's got a DVD.
All this downloading, what about the ethical issues of that? Downloading porn for free, you know, as artists, shouldn't we be supporting these girls, you know? When I think of all the crystal meth money I've taken out of these girls' pockets. It's horrible.
There's got to be at least 20 to 30 million girls on the internet doing porn. Where are they? I can't meet one of them. Where are they?
What about relationship? Tell me that porno doesn't end up ruining your sex relationship.
I think it does.
Of course it
What are you
does.
talking about?
That's wrong.
I never would have known about double penetration had I not seen a porno.
There you go.
That's a good point, but
That's exactly it. It doesn't ruin your relationship.
I think it does.
I do.
I know it does.
No, I was doing something wrong, going down on a girl. She kicked me in my head with the heel of her foot and told me to go watch porn. That's a true story.
Really
That's a very inspirational tale, but look.
It's a true story. That really happened.
I know, but you said it was like a rags to riches story. She kicked me in the head and told me to watch porn. I came back.
Porn affects a relationship. There's no question porn affects a relationship. But if you have a 7-inch penis and your wife's calling you baby schlong, you know, she's seen a little too much porn.
What is the most self-hating moment you've had in porn?
This is one time I go to the peep shows. That's where they have to come down.
You don't have to explain it to us, but go ahead.
All right, you're right. I went to the peep show. I'm in there, I'm flipping quarters in the place. I turn around, a guy has stuck his penis through a hole in the wall. Now I kick at it, and I'm mad now. I go to the manager, I'm like, yo man, the guy just stuck his penis through the wall. This son of a bitch tell me I'm in the wrong section. I'm like, well, where the hell is the no sticking your penis in the wall section? What do you think?
Well, I actually had, it was maybe along the same lines. I was watching some, one of this internet porn compilation, you know, and right as I was about to arrive at my destination, like a gay porn clip popped up. But it was like too late to stop because the train had already left the station, you know. So I had to like sit there and I just tried to picture one of them as like a woman with big muscles and short hair and a really giant clitoris. You know, and I do feel a little bit squeamish about that.
Sue, do you have any of those?
Yeah, one night I was right about to go have sex and I turned on the porno and Voss was there.
Where? On the porno?
On the porno, yes. Look at,
I was?
I know, but I recognize those teeth. That's the dental plan.
Balls and big teeth. Balls and big teeth.
You even told me, you said you're on the show so you can get dental insurance. They said they only give you $1,000. You said that's not enough for cleaning.
Someone's spamming me. Jesus Christ. They're going to bump you up to headliner at Pips. I think my scariest thing in porn, because
I didn't say scary, I said self-hating.
I'm self-hating, or whatever. I'm in this porno room.
Yeah.
And I put my penis through the wall. And out of nowhere, someone kicks it. What are the odds of that? And I hear some black guy screaming. I'm not in the wrong section. Please. Pre-written garbage.
Well, I still say, ultimately, even though I used to love porn so much, but I knew I was watching too much porn. You got to quit. It's like anything else. I knew I was watching too much. I was watching one of those perverted animal porn movies, and I recognized the goat from another movie. Now listen, he shaved his beard, but I knew it was him. Now stick around. We'll be right back after this. Come on.